Your morning in 8 minutes, and we want to start you by getting you ready to head out.
Yeah, so First Alert meteorologist Kyle Granger. And Kyle, umbrella on handy for the rest of the week.
Yeah,
much.
Keep that handy. Keep that First Alert weather app handy so you know where the rain is, where it's headed. And I just wanted to start off and show you this shot, this orange glow over Gatlinburg, no doubt shining down over the Great Smoky Mountains for us this morning. You can see the mountains in the distance, and some of you in the mountains dealing with some low-level fog this morning. Temperature-wise, we're starting off 70 across the board here and above for the most part. We're at 73 downtown Knoxville, at 71 out by the airport in Alcoa, 71 for Strawberry Plains to Kodak, 73 Dandridge, Talbot checking in at 74, and we got 72 out in Lenore City. Visibilities are looking pretty good for downtown Knoxville over to Sevierville, but you see here over the mountains that camera shot that was showing us from Ober Mountain, some of that fog that is there, western North Carolina, parts of Asheville, and into say areas like Cherokee if you have to travel over the mountains here this morning. Raindrops from Jamestown to Oneida, Huntsville, and more of us will see that as we go into the afternoon. We're tracking all that out for you on WVLT.
All right, Kyle, thank you so much. Well, this morning marks 5 days since the search for a swimmer who went missing in a Knoxville quarry.
This past Saturday night, a swimmer at Augusta Quarry went underwater and never came back up, according to people who say they saw it. Now crews are expanding the search to a larger area. Originally, crews were focusing on the area where witnesses saw the swimmer go under. KFD says the search will take time since the quarry is more than 350 feet deep in places. They have had to move away from divers. The Augusta Quarry has been closed, though, since last year for renovations. Those renovations expected to be completed later on this month. Well, West High School football coach Lamar Brown will not return to the program next year. This after Superintendent Dr. John Reiswick made the announcement last night.
That's right. This all comes as 2 former coaches are being accused of explicit crimes. A KCS internal investigation found there was a significant lack of oversight of the West High School football program. KCS says additional staff members at West High School violated KCS policy and procedure, including failure to report information to law enforcement and the Department of Children's Services. A total of 5 staff members now facing reprimand from the county. KCS says under the watch of the head coach Lamar Brown, multiple assistant coaches were charged with criminal activity and, quote, gross misconduct. Superintendent Dr. Reiswick says following the internal investigation, further action was taken with staff.
That includes a written reprimand and non-renewal of an assistant football coach, the resignation of a non-faculty assistant football coach, the termination of an educational assistant, relieved head football coach of duty, reassigning him for teaching duty, and the written reprimand and reassignment of a teacher. Dr. Reiswick says the county's part of the investigation is now complete. Any further steps now up to law enforcement. Well, this morning marks day 6 of the Israel-Iran conflict, and sources say the president is weighing whether the U.S. should join Israel's strikes on Iranian nuclear sites.
Israel's military says it struck a centrifuge production site as well as several weapons production sites in Iran overnight. Yesterday, the president met with his national security team in the Situation Room. The same day, he posted on social media, quote, "We now have complete and total control of the skies over Iran." So far, the Trump administration officials have said America is not involved in Israel's attacks, though the U.S. has been helping Israel fend off Iranian counterstrikes. And the Federal Reserve Board is meeting today to determine interest rates.
Many analysts expect the board to hold rates steady where they are. The price of oil up sharply, though, due to the conflict between Iran and Israel. Some domestic energy infrastructure in those countries damaged. Experts say regional export facilities also are at risk. Meanwhile, the pause on many so-called reciprocal tariffs set to end July 9th. The president back from the G7 summit, signing a UK trade agreement, but without final deals with others.
The social media app TikTok getting another 90-day reprieve. President Donald Trump set to sign an executive order delaying the sale or ban law, which went into effect in January. It requires TikTok to be banned in the U.S. unless it's sold by its Chinese-based parent company, ByteDance. Well, neither has happened yet. That's because the president continues to delay this law's enforcement. The app has 170 million users in the U.S.
Happening tomorrow, Knoxville celebrating Juneteenth with the parade and celebration. The annual parade steps off tomorrow morning at 10 at Chilhowie Park. It'll go up Martin Luther King Avenue, end at Dr. Walter Hardy Park. The Juneteenth celebration will be held there from 11 to 3.
Other Juneteenth celebrations taking place around East Tennessee tomorrow include Big South Fork offering 50% discounts on using the Bandy Creek Pool. It'll be open from 11 to 6. The discounts will also happen to backcountry campground permits. And the Mabry Hazen House will host special tours in honor of Juneteenth. Visitors can learn about the lives of African Americans connected to the house and their stories of emancipation. Tours will take place at 11 a.m., 1 p.m., and 3 o'clock tomorrow and Saturday as well. It's free if you want to go. You are encouraged to make a reservation, though.
Also back today, vehicle-free Wednesdays at Cades Cove. Walkers, runners, bikers can experience the 11-mile loop without those pesky cars and trucks. Heads up, though, there tends to be quite the rush in the morning, so you may be able to avoid crowds if you go in the afternoon. Vehicle-free Wednesdays continue through September the 24th.
6:54 now, getting a check of your first alert traffic, showing you a live look at I-40 at West Rockwood Mountain, where you can see some of the hazy views. That fog, Kyle is keeping an eye on the visibility for you. Be mindful of that. Get your low beams on. Could also run into rain along your drive. So if your windshield wipers are on, headlights need to be on too. We're following a little bit of an incident, I-40 west at Paper Mill Drive. You can see we got a couple of cars in that right-hand shoulder. Caused a bit of a slowdown that we saw earlier. Looks like traffic is moving, no issue there. Morning rush still far off. You're in good shape if you're heading out.
6:55 out the door this morning. Rain jacket, umbrella going to be needed, and then we'll trade it in for the sunshades moving into the weekend. Right now we're at 72 in Knoxville. Southwest winds at about 11. We're going to gust at times close to 20, if not 25 miles per hour. We're looking at dew point at 66, and when you're into 60s, it already starts to feel uncomfortable even at this time of the morning. You see the clouds over downtown Knoxville, trying to get some peaks of sunshine, but hard to get it done. Looking at the raindrops from Oneida over to Huntsville, down to Jamestown. We've been talking about this for much of the morning. This is going to graze right along the Tennessee-Kentucky line here, with more showers and storms developing as we go through the afternoon. In fact, your hour-by-hour coverage shows us that we do put that up to about a 40% coverage from 5 until 8 o'clock tonight, and we're talking about a little more widespread. Now, Thursday morning, widespread downpours with us, especially early on in the day, and then will become more scattered as we get into the afternoon. So heavy downpours at times on Thursday gets us closer to another ½ inch of rain in most locations. Then you see here for your Friday into Saturday, first day of summer. We're in the 90s by the time we get into Saturday, Sunday. Of course, not dropping that humidity factor down, so you'll feel all of that with very little in the way of relief.
Yeah, definitely, Kyle. Thank you so much. Well, we are headed over to the CW, where we're following traffic changes around the new stadium in downtown Knoxville and how the city is working to help out those businesses and keep you safe. Join us.